Hey all, good morning. Today is Good Friday. If you don't know what Good Friday is, that's all right. Today is the day that we celebrate that Jesus was executed. Today's the day we celebrate that Jesus was killed. Now, if you're hearing that and you're going, okay, hang on a second, Jake, I feel like that's, why were we celebrating the day that Jesus was executed? I feel like that's not something we should be happy about. That's not something we should be celebrating, and it shouldn't be called Good Friday. It should probably be called something else. Maybe Bad Friday, or Somber Friday, Heavy Friday. And I totally hear you. In fact, when I was growing up, I felt the same way. I didn't quite know how to feel about Good Friday, or to be honest, I didn't know how to feel about Jesus' sacrifice in general. It's just sort of this like heaviness to it. It felt somber. It felt, I felt guilty. I felt bad. I think, most of my life I had this sort of sense of like, I'm not good enough and I feel bad. And so then the idea that Jesus has died for my sins made me feel even worse, because like, man, if I'm already not good enough, I'm undeserving, and he shouldn't have done that. Now, I understand that Good Friday can have a degree of heaviness to it, and it can be something that we treat with reverence, and we go, wow, whew, oh my goodness, I just can't even believe it. That's just so amazing and powerful that Jesus did that. But at the same time, or I would say to a greater degree, we are meant to feel joy. Now, how do I know this? Jesus endured the cross for the joy set before him. The joy being you and I in the new covenant. Jesus endured the cross for the joy set before him. Now, if we were the joy set before him, let me ask you, is Jesus still enduring the cross? Is he still on it? Is he still enduring that pain and that suffering? No, of course not. That was in the past. He already did that. So that means we stand in a new time, in a new era, where Jesus is no longer suffering on the cross, but he already has done it. Where do you think he is now? For the joy that was set before him, he endured. He is now partaking in the joy of you and I, of having us redeemed, purchased, reclaimed in the new covenant. For you and I, we are meant to partake in that joy with him. In fact, in Psalm 32, David wrote, and he said, blessed is he whose transgression or disobedience, is what that word means. Blessed is he whose disobedience is forgiven and whose sin is remembered no more. It's put out of sight. Blessed is he. Now the word blessed, if that word is translated back, if you look at the original language, that word actually most directly translates to happy. How happy is he whose sins are forgiven, whose iniquity and unrighteousness is blotted out? How happy is he whose disobedience is covered and forgiven? This is the good news. Now you and I, we get to partake in that joy. There's no condemnation or guilt or shame attached to Jesus' sacrifice and the new covenant that we have to enjoy. My encouragement to you guys today is enjoy that Jesus has died for you. Don't come in with this like weighty, shame-filled guilt. That's not what he intended. In fact, when a gift is given, the gift giver desires for the receiver to enjoy the thing that they've given. Jesus is given the most priceless, precious gift, and it cost him a lot. The more precious, valuable, and the more the gift cost, the more hopeful the gift giver is that the gift receiver will enjoy it. Jesus is aching, desiring for you and I to enjoy what he has done. And today, Good Friday, can have a degree of heaviness. That's all right. But that heaviness should be, wow, thank you. Wow. Thank you. I just can't even believe it. This is just amazing. This is like, it's just so perfect and great. Thank you. Wow. Oh, I'm so happy and thankful that you've forgiven me.